Okay, it finally happened. The pirates have arrived with 2 corvettes, and my patrols are unable to take them out, so I have to respond to that myself. I have built a few more traders and assigned these fighters we built as escorts, and now I'm going to build a few more. I should have all the resources I need, and then we're going to head out and take them down. So let's just build a few more of those. I'm going to leave the quality at normal because we have a few more resources now. And let's build like 10 of them with their full template. Should take a while, but I think we can manage before they arrive at our space. We just have to be careful that no trader is wandering off. You can see that the patrol is trying to respond to enemies in Elena's Fortune. But as soon as they arrive, they should detect the pirates. But one just left through the west gate, so we are lucky. They have split their forces. But I'm curious to see if the patrol of 3 ships is considering the pirate corvette a too strong enemy so that they retreat. And that would be the intended behavior. Because I set their retreat threshold to 2 to 1. So their strength is 16. This is just a random measurement. 3 fighters, and each of these has a certain strength ratio. And the enemy corvette should be much tougher, so maybe like 50 or something. And that would be greater than twice as strong, so the patrol should retreat up to 2 sectors. So let's see if that works. I'm just going to let time flow a bit faster. Of course, we could also meet at the gate. That would be most unfortunate, but I think we are in first. So the patrol is now trying to kill that fighter here. So they are not retreating from the sector. So this corvette is probably too weak to trigger a retreat. But I have seen it working before, so maybe you need 2 corvettes in the same sector. Oh no, they just needed a bit of time to reconsider, so the check of the retreat has been made shortly after they entered, and now they saw that there is a dangerous corvette in this sector and the patrol is retreating. So that is working well. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that if they were running some kind of command, that command gets interrupted. So after the retreat you have to resume that. But this doesn't concern the usual patrol pattern they follow, because that is handled by the monitoring of these fleet settings. So the sector monitoring for enemies is still working. So in theory, you don't need to touch your patrols, and they do their job, retreat from stronger enemies, and then continue just monitoring. But they won't patrol if you told them to do so before. Now what's he doing? Yeah, he's triggering the attack again. So I might have to increase the retreats, the sector count that he retreats further, because all he did was entering, leaving through the south gate and then immediately detecting enemies again. So I might as well increase the distance he retreats to 3 sectors. Maybe that helps. It's always a learning process. Yeah, we also just finished the research for the big freighter, so I'm going to build one of those. For now I'm just continuing researching, I think it was a TL, no. The M8, the bomber, because I want to use missiles in that game, so I'm researching that ship. Also bought a Paranit police license, so that we get a bit more money when we kill enemies for them. And I'm already going to add one of these super freighters here. As you can see, they are much more expensive than the standard version, the standard freighter I'm using, the Cayman. So you're paying more than double for these XL freighters, and for most factories they aren't really needed. And they are very great because they are fast and they have a crap ton of cargo space. But the big price is really the difference here, in my opinion, and you really need those for your general logistics, handling and trading. But I want to use those to buy ore, so we're going to build maybe 2 of them. But let's first build one and then create the template to make this easier. Now, do I have some passengers in Priest's Pity? I do. Two passengers for the chemical lab and 2 for the silicone mine, so that's a bit of money again. We're making a decent buck right now. And when the big freighter is finished, I'm going to define my import settings so that we are going to start buying stuff from the NPCs, because right now we are just selling stuff we produce, or buy something from NPCs to sell it back to them again. But what we don't do is buy stuff to, for example, build ships or build stations. So this trader here is getting dangerously close to this pirate corvette, so I'm manually issuing a retreat order for now. I will have to restart that trader later. But my patrols aren't able to keep that pirate away. Fortunately, he seems to be headed for the west gate. So he's just roaming in this area here. And I should be able to take that pirate base down in Elena's Fortune soon. Because we are finally ramping up our ship production. There are new components coming in frequently. I have this hull plating facility. And I still got a lot of computers and quantum tubes from previous loot hauls. Let's check the large transport. He entered this boron sector here where the Teladi were invading. But they didn't leave much loot here. Maybe if the outpost gets destroyed, we get some more drops. But it doesn't seem like that it's too much here. Because it's always just one unit. Not worth my time. So the pirate hasn't detected my freighter yet, so that's good. And once he is gone, I will restart the trader.
Successfully docked.
In the name of Priest Emperor Zard, our Priest Duke welcomes all friends of the Pyramid aboard.
Now let's head to the Silicon Mine 2. These fighters are taking a bit longer than I had hoped. So that parallel processing perk is really important to get your production speed up.
Pyramid Minor Demeter. Silicon Mine Alpha. Successfully docked.
In the name of
New mission received. Anacreon's Kingdom.
For now I have a lot of Pyramid reputation and also loyalty points for doing so many missions for them. So right now I'm going to the Argon here and try to improve my reputation with them a bit. But we can take a detour through Split Space and take a look at their sectors. But I also have frequent Xenon activity in this area, so that's probably a bad idea, so let's just head for the south gate here and go this route. Flying straight to that pirate corvette. Oh no, he has decided to come to my sector now. Well, that's going to be interesting.
Mission completed.
Well, then I'm just going to reform my fleets now and throw everything I have against him. Just going to add these ships to that fleet for now.
Command accepted.
I'm disabling retreat because we have nowhere to run. This is our home system. Yeah, that's fine. And make all ships join, and then we are going to teleport into the fleet commander and leading the fight.
Entering system. Depths of silence.
There's the pirate creeping in. So these ships are like the biggest problem that the player usually gets in the early game. These kinds of pirate corvettes, when they enter your space and attack your freighters. That's really what you want to avoid. I'm also going to tell my second patrol here, for now, just to...
Command accepted.
I'm broadcasting a command to all of these patrol ships to attack my target. And now we're going in and try to take that booger down,
Pirate Makana.
which should be feasible. So always try to keep a small amount of...
Penetron.
Pulling those back for now.
Command accepted.
They're heading in a bit too quickly. Always try to keep some sort of basic defense at your... Come here, guys.
Command accepted.
He's killing the Makana because he triggers his scanning range all the time. So that's why the fleet didn't follow my orders. Well, we're almost there, so it's no big deal.
Penetron.
Just
Command accepted.
put an override on him with the fleet command so that he retreats and ignores everything. But he's probably dead. Doesn't matter. So always try to keep some basic reserves that you can pull to fight off any enemy.
Makana.
Just a few fighters so that you can take down such a corvette if you are in trouble. It's not that these enemies are extremely powerful, but you're going to be overwhelmed if you underestimate them, especially if they are coming in pairs. So you really need to prepare for that. Also have to be careful because I'm quite squishy with my ship here.
Target left firing range.
And these flak guns do some damage.
Perseus.
And if shit is going down, just broadcast an attack order to all ships in the sector.
Accepted.
Just really focus on that target. Can always reorganize your fleets later.
Pirate Makana. Target is beyond firing range.
And we got him.
Perseus. Flak artillery array.
Our looters are going to grab that flak guns. So that went well. And we can turn back to the taxi ship.
Entering system. Priest's Pity.
And I'm going to just park all these ships in the sector to my outpost for repairs, and then I have to reform that patrol because they lost their leader. Oh no, I lost all of the patrol ships, so we have to reform a second patrol. It was the one that guarded our south flank. The north patrol is somewhere in this area here. Yeah, they are hunting pirate fighters, everything well. But the second got destroyed, so I have to reform them with some of these Perseuses here. And once the new ships are done, I'm going to maybe take that other pirate corvette down, wherever it might be now. I think in Paranet space. And if I build another 10, like 10, 20 something, then I can destroy that pirate base.